Hello, Howell family. This is Prince Kerr, the voice of HC, and it's the end of the year. I wanted to make a video to speak about 2021 and what it has implied on all of our psyches so far. It has not been an easy ride. It has not been the simplest of tasks to accomplish. It's actually been the longest and shortest year ever. The longest because we're all still going through the same things, and the shortest because it just seems like a repetition of 2019. I wanted to come on here to talk about giving up and just the idea of not continuing what you always had planned to do in spite of what is going on around you. It's not the easiest thing to do, to continue fighting, to continue to believe, to continue to strive forward, especially when we're going through what we're going through right now. Everything seems a little bit more complicated. Everything seems a little bit more destructive. Everything seems like almost impossible. However, it is usually in these times that we have to choose our fate. Because in these times, it's a sink or swim situation. It's either you're going to continue to strive forward and become the biggest person that you've ever been, the best version of yourself, or you're going to give up and live in the repetition of failure for the rest of your life. Right now is where you make that decision. Right now, when everything seems confusing, right now when everything seems like, why should I even go on? It is in these moments that you actually make the choice to continue going forward. No one ever said that life was going to be easy, and we tend to believe that because we've been through so much in the past that we deserve to have better times in the future. But it is important to remember that life does not get easier. The older you get is the more you have things to deal with. The older you get is the more problems you have to solve, it's the bills that you have, the relationships that get complicated. It just keeps going and going and going and going and going, and it gets bigger. So life does not get easier per se. It's just that while things are going or getting harder on one end, you are getting stronger on the other end. So it's just to connect the dots with both of those happenings, because they're happening simultaneously. The more you have problems, the more difficult problems get, is the stronger you get and the more robust and ready to face these problems that you become. It's like, think about the first problem you ever had as a child. The first problem you ever had, or that you can remember rather. The first problem that you can remember, let's say you were in the schoolyard and you fell down and you scraped your knee. And you couldn't run a race with all of your friends because it hurt so bad. And you've always wanted to run that race. You've been waiting all week to run that race with your friends, and you're so disappointed. And you missed the race, and it's the worst day of your life. And oh my God, what are you going to do, right? That was the height of your problems. You were so focused on that thing that it was the biggest thing that could ever be at that time. But look at where you are now. Look at who you are now. You're dealing with complex problems that you could have never imagined you would be able to face as a child or as a younger person. This just shows you that, yes, life is going to get harder, but just as life gets harder, you get stronger, more equipped, and more able, fluent, adaptable to the situations that you're presented with. And this is something that I feel needs to be reminded, especially to close a year that was so difficult. And this doesn't necessarily mean that the year was difficult per se for you, but difficult in the sense of the world and the media spreading so much information, so many things. This is the right thing to do. That is the right thing to do. If you do this, you're this type of person. If you get so much influence coming at one time this entire year, and you've managed to somehow stay sane. So this is what I mean when it has been difficult. It has been difficult in the sense that if you're still on the journey of becoming the best version of you, pat yourself on the back. Let's cheers to that, because that's not an easy road. Now, you've made it this far. You made it this far into becoming who you are. You made it this far into manifesting yourself to a point where you can be proud of yourself, to the point of you can now express yourself better than you could before. You're here. You're at the end of the year. You're ready for 2022. This is an important transition as well. And the toughness or the complication doesn't stop because you're getting into a new year. So your rigor, your desire to become better, needs to become stronger. In 2022, allow it to be the year that you adapt, that you don't give your energy to things that don't deserve your energy, that you don't place yourself around people that don't deserve your presence. Allow 2022 to be the year that you say, this is enough. This is enough. I already faced what I had to face. I already fell down so many times. I've already tried and I've already failed. Now is the time where I take my life in my hands and I become who I was always destined to be. Allow this to be your time to adapt, your time to make the choice to continue to fight. Let 2022 be you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Leave a comment down below in the comment section if you would like to see more of me. This was very impromptu. This was not scripted. I just felt like at the end of a very tumultuous year and the beginning of something brand new, myself and Howell Consultations would remind you that we're alive too. We're going through this with you, and we wish you the very best on your journey forward to becoming the best version of you. Have yourself an excellent beginning of the year and a happy end of an older year. Does that make sense? Yes, it does. Cheers. Happy New Year, Howell family.